So today I wanted to do a video about my gigging preset for the FM9. Now the reason I've got this kind of in a 1 amp setup is that I could also use this exact preset with an FM3, and that's kind of handy. Basically, if we look at the scenes, I've got a rhythm, a lead, a clean, a second clean, an alternate lead, and a rhythm with delay. And the way that I have the foot switches set up, you'll be able to see if I go into my own personal layout, scenes. Basically, I can toggle between scene 1 and 6 here, scene 2 and 5, scene 3 and 4, and then over here I can switch to other layouts. I've got delay, drive and reverb, as well as a looper, which I don't use live, but I'm going to change this at some point later in the video. By the way, these videos are brought to you by G66 UK, and FM9s, Axe-Fx 3s and FM3s are available in the UK with no wait list. So if you're interested in buying any of the Fractal units, now is a great time to do so. And there's now a UK service centre, and you don't have to pay import charges and anything like that. So it's never really been a better time to buy a Fractal unit if you were considering doing that. G66 UK. Okay, so the gigs that I play this are kind of function gigs where I need a range of tones from clean to scream, basically. So I've got my clean on channel 3. Maybe I might bring that reverb down a bit from there. Kind of nice to just have a bit of... Don't want to get too overwhelming. And then rhythm 1 is like a... that kind of thing. And then 2 is my lead. Okay, so let's just go through the blocks. We've got a compressor here, just basically doing some compressing. Fairly light settings, minus 40 dB, ratio 2, mix at 71, so I've also got some of the straight dry in there as well. The drive that switches on when I need it to is the OD250, which I think by default isn't on for any of this, so I'm using mostly just amp gain. But the drive is there if I want to kick it on for like some more gain, if it was a particularly rocky or particularly shreddy solo. 8.78 with the drive, tone at 5, level at 8.66. So for the clean, not necessarily doing much other than boosting it, whereas on the drive kind of a transparent-ish sort of boost there, so I quite like the Dodd OD250 for that. Now for the amps, for the clean, I'm using the Fender Twin, I think the double verb normal channel. The gain there 6, bass, mid and treble, tone stack just halfway, bright switch off. I could also consider, I think David Bieber uses the ODS 100 clean for his gear and stuff, and I think that's a great option as well. Then for the drive, I jump over to the ODS 100 HRM, gain at 9.3, overdrive at 8.58, the tone stack kind of halfway, presence at 3, just sounds really good basically. I've got some utility kind of chorus and delay things here. So for instance, on my scene 4, that delay gets brought in, but most of the time that is not in use. So that's just an extra delay that comes along parallel, and then bypass, I mute effects in as well. So basically this path gets killed whenever this is bypassed. Then the cab, thought I'd change this. I'm going to use Legacy 103 here. So the cab, I'm using the Legacy 103 mostly. I think for the drive tones, I also bring in the 1x12 2C with the 4047A, and also significantly a high cut. So for my lead tones, I tend to run a high cut so that you don't get too much of the fizzy stuff. Down at 392, got a 12 dB slope there. You could change it to 6 dB if you want a bit more. Play, and then into the main delay, which comes on for my lead tone. We've got a dual delay, 271 195, and you can see all of the settings there if you'd like. 35% mix, that's a little bit high. Take that there, just, you know, a bit of ambience to give a bit of sustain when I'm playing solo. Then reverb, got an ice castle for the lead tone, which is 12.6. For the clean tone, as you saw, it's the spring 6.7, time 3.9. Both of those on economy mode, just in case I want to run some more complex stuff. And as I say, this can also run on an FM3. Then after the delay, I split off this GEQ, graphic EQ, with a high cut, because this can run out to a cab. Basically, just plug that into a normal cab or whatever you'd like to do. This is how I have run it in the past. You could equally split it off before the cab if you'd like. There are plenty of other ways to do it, but I kind of just run into a cab with the cab sim still on. I also ran this into a power cab, and that works really nicely too. Another thing that happens for the lead tone, I turn on this enhance, which basically is a stereo enhancer, and this acts as a boost as well. So you see it boosts by 4.1. That's how I get my solo boost. Another option would be to do this sort of thing. If I didn't have that graphic EQ, I could just go like this, enhance, out. Just one other thing, in the heat of battle, I wasn't able to change the chorus super easily. So if I'm going to go over here, what I'm going to do is I want to control the chorus effect. Chorus 1, overrides, and then here where we got our layout scenes, this is the one that I'm on, I'm going to change this one here to be 11. And now I've got my chorus controlled here. There are other videos on overrides which I'd recommend watching. Cooper Carter and Leon, I think, have some stuff on that, but that's how I can make an easy change to the foot switch layout. And then that way you can see now that I have scene 1 to 6, 2 to 5, 3 to 4, but there's also a chorus over here. So that's kind of useful. As I say, this preset will run on FM3 too, but you only have these 3 switches, which for me has been fine for gigging anyway. There will be a small gap between clean and lead, but between lead and rhythm that should be C, as you see. So totally, I've gigged this a bunch of times, and it's got me through loads of fun gigs. So I hope you'll find that one useful too. That's my gigging preset. I'll change this to 2023. If you want to, you can grab this in the Gumroad folder. The other kind of things that might be worth doing would be to control the mix of this delay with an expression pedal, but I don't always take an expression pedal, but definitely useful for the FM3 too. I'll catch you in another video soon, and if you want a Fractal unit, at the moment, they're all in stock at G66 UK for you UK people, so you don't need to worry about a waitlist or anything like that. And I'll see you again for another Fractal video into the Fractal-verse some other time. That's my gigging preset, and that's what I was playing in the intro. Cheers for now.